What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Williams. Welcome to RDNA. I'm going to hop right into it. Today's topic is political correctness, and how I see where it can be really, really annoying and also necessary in communicating in the proper way, as not to offend in situations where it isn't your purpose to offend. You know, so you know, so I guess when you talk about political correctness, we can just start by, as you can see, I'm a black man. So we start talking about political correctness. I'm gonna start out with the transition of words used to describe African Americans throughout time in the United States. You know, we were colored. Then at some point, transitioned to African American and black. And it's you know, and now depending on if you're being politically correct or not, the proper term is African American. And even now, there's some people who are offended by being called African American. Some people just want to be called black people. You know, um, and then there's, and we know that there are too many, racial terms to name. You know what I'm saying? Not for just for the African American race, but for other ethnic races as well. Um, so I think a lot of the political correctness starts from there, and then it goes into other things, gender roles, roles in relationship, you know, not to use, but I just use the language, like say to call the word faggot. I remember growing up, that word was used a lot. Mostly it was guy to guy. You know what I'm saying? We had what we at the time, what we thought for our level, what that word meant, what it referred to, and we probably used that word a lot. Not even knowing, that it was offensive and a hurtful word. You know what I'm saying? To same sex individuals. So as I've grown up, as we've all grown up, we've changed our terminology, the way we use certain words, and some of that is maturity on our part, and some of that is just society. Some of it's growth. Um, but what made me come to this topic because I watched something earlier today, and the lady had mentioned something about there's a difference between being keeping it real and being rude. You know what I'm saying? Um, because you could tell the truth without being hurtful. You know what I'm saying? And the phrase that lady used in the video, she was like, you can correct your sister's crown without tearing her down. You know what I'm saying? And it was a cool little jewel that I got out of that video. But and it kind of got me thinking about the idea of political correctness and just the things you see on social media in general. Post people make, because me, like I said, I'm a voyeur, so to speak. I kind of watch people, what I'm saying, what they do, how they how they express themselves, because I express myself in a certain way. Most of the time it's in a pointed direction. If you know me, you kind of know where I'm going with some stuff, and then other times, you don't have a clue. That's because you don't know me. Some stuff isn't for you. You know what I'm saying? If you let's say if you haven't known me and we haven't interacted, like physically interacted and talked to each other like on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, over the last 20 years, like I have with some people, but not others. If we haven't communicated on that level, there's no way for you to really, be able to say that you really know me or that you understand how my mind works. I highly doubt that. And same goes for me. So I try not to paint people or situations with a real broad brush. I try to find my truth in it, and that's kind of where I dwell with it. But getting back to the topic, I think a lot of people were drawn to 45 because he wasn't politically correct. He didn't say things the way polite society thought that they should be said. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think it's a matter of what what you think is polite or what you think it isn't. You know, there's a way. There's just a way to speak to people in general. You know, I feel like there's, you know, there's the same like in writing. Okay, you got persuasive writings, and then you have argumentative writings. Persuasive writing, you're trying to bring somebody over to see your point of view. So you're using all those fluffy words that are for inclusion. You know what I'm saying? And it's about bringing somebody over. So you're gonna sweeten that persuasive argument a little bit more because you wanted to bring somebody over to your side of understanding. And in an argumentative paper, you would write, it's just rah, 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 rah. All you're doing is beating your points and why you make the most sense. You know. And that's the way conversation works. Depending on what kind of conversation you're having. Are you having general conversation or are you having persuasive conversation? You know, Donald Trump, when he was running for president, he was having persuasive conversations with the people that were in those rooms. You know, he had people that did, you know, as much profiling on those people that was in those rooms and halls as he could. So he said the things that those people responded well to. And he does that same thing today because it works for him. You know, that's why he always plays those audiences, because those audiences are easy. He can give them exactly what they want. And other audiences, he can't give them what they want and keep this audience over here. You know, so it's kind of, you know, so whether it's true bias on his part or just political necessity, you know, and that's how I feel like the right uses political correctness. I mean, and you know, the left can be annoying with it because sometimes, you know, you do have to call a spade, you know, and tiptoeing around the issues and, you know, tiptoeing around issues and and just repeating what you were told and not giving context. You know what I'm saying? That's a foul ball. So it's, you know, it's kind of like he's playing to what he already believes you think. You know, if you're a base Trump voter, he came out the gate playing to what he already thought you to be. You know, xenophobic, nativist. You know what I'm saying? Nativist to a place you're not even native to. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, just, I mean, ignorant to a certain degree. But that's not to diss anyone or anything. But that's just how those things work, man. I always say, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get the outcome and the results that I want. That's what I'm gonna do. There's always a time and a place to tell your truth. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, there's a time and a place for that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a time and a place where you use honey, and there's a time and place where you use vinegar. You know, you can't let somebody else's. You can't overlook somebody else, because the point is that we are here together. And I won't say because it sounds like, I mean, the way political correctness sounds like you're not, when you're being politically correct, you're not being true to, you know, you're not being true to your identity and what you really think. But it's not. It's like, to me, it's like holding the door for somebody. It's like holding the door for somebody. Like, I don't know that dude behind me, and I may not want to I may not want to hold the door. But you know what? It's a polite thing to do because I'm already at the door. He's only 2 steps away. So why should I let that door close? You know what I'm saying? To me, it's as simple as that. You know, but that's my thoughts on political correctness. This is Mr. Williams. And if you please leave something in the comments, you know what I'm saying, like the video. I know I got a few subscribers, but please, man, if you watch the video, like the video or dislike the video. I don't care, but just acknowledge that you saw my video and that you at least took time to watch a piece of it, you know, whether it's a like or a dislike. But, you know, just acknowledge that you saw my video. And if you want to email me a topic, you can email me at therevolutiondoesnotapologize@gmail.com. First letter of each word is capitalized. Revolution does not apologize at gmail.com. I am Mr. Williams. Have a great day. 100.